What's good, y'all? It's your boy John. I'm back here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Today is Monday, November 8th, and I'm back here for another Wonder Woman update, as well as we'll check in on Tatsu and maybe a few other things around the park, like Holiday in the Park. But without any further ado, let's get on into it. So arriving on site, you guys are gonna notice something totally different than what we are accustomed to seeing when I do arrive on site, and that's the fact that you can no longer access DC Universe as of today, November 8th. And yeah, this is actually gonna put a little hiccup, not too big of one, but a little hiccup in the construction update process, and being that I'm not going to be able to get to one or two of my usual spots for the update. So I'll have to capture, what goes vertical, most likely from here, or maybe I'll have another access point in the future. I'm going to talk to a few people, but if not, this is as close as you can get right now to DC Universe. And I just want to show you guys how far this fence goes along. Or not fence, I'm sorry, this wall goes. And it goes all the way, basically from the employee entrance to the park, from the back area, all the way to over here. And comes around to the game section and meets the corner of the last game right there. So there you have it. That's as close as you can get from here. I'll show you guys the other angles that we'll be able to pick up on these angles from in the next couple shots. Before I leave this area, I wanted to basically talk about why they're boarding up this entire area and not having DC Universe open during the construction from this point forward. It's due to the fact that they'll, number one, be redoing the bathrooms that I was talking about in the last video, and then they'll most likely be revamping the Flash like we talked about, as well as retheming and renaming Wonder Woman over there. And they'll most likely redo the entrance sign to the entire area, as well as move the Batmobile from its current location over most likely to the queue section of Batman the Ride. And they're going to be doing a lot of other touch-ups as far as concrete and stuff in the area, touch-ups as far as the facades go, I'm sure, and they're just going to really spruce up DC Universe in general. So expect to be seeing a lot of work in this area in these next couple weeks. I'll make sure to cover this as well as the roller coaster, as you guys know, and if anything significant happens, I will surely be here to get it. So arriving over here by the barbecue restaurant, we'll take a look at the entire site. Everything is ready over here to go vertical. We are just waiting for RMC to come in, like I said, and start getting this thing going. We can see all the foundations are cleaned up. We got the gravel in place. Let's take a quick look at the station while we're over here. You're not going to be able to see too much going on inside of the station, but I can tell you for sure work has been being done in there, and everything seems ready to go. Just waiting on the track and the supports to arrive over here at the site. They're over in the storage, but just waiting for stuff to show up over here on site and the cranes to show up. Arriving on site over in front of Justice League. I'm gonna give you overlook at the whole site from here. nothing has changed since last week, or the last couple weeks I should say. And you know, besides this one marker that I pointed out last week, that we ended up finding out is a drone surveying landing marker. So basically what happens is the drone takes off from here, and depending on where they set this up, they're able to calibrate the entire work site based off of this location right here. Here's another look at the drone marker right here. This is going to be the final block section, transfer area right here. You can see a foundation in the back. This is going to be the way basically that I'm going to be able to capture these angles. At this point, out at that wall, that construction wall is up over on the other side. So I'll be able to get stuff from here, as well as, you know, we'll be traveling this way. We'll be able to capture everything from here towards where tidal wave used to be. So we'll still be able to see everything. It'll just be from different angles than you're accustomed to. So again, I can't control this or how it's set up, nor is there anywhere to go. So apologies for the angle switches, but we'll still be able to cover the entire project from here. So while I'm here, I did want to get a shot of Justice League and talk about it for a second. People have been asking me what's going on with it. Is it open at all? It is open. They've had it closed for Fright Fest because they didn't want to jumble too many people in there at once during Fright Fest, and they were expecting a lot of numbers for Fright Fest, so they ended up closing it for Fright Fest. But they did open it, I believe, this past weekend for all guests. And what they're doing is they're opening it on days like today, sporadically. Every 5 minutes they're letting people go in, and yeah, you can get on Justice League again. So for those that have been asking, it is open. Just make sure you check the app beforehand, and if it says it's open there, it'll be open when you get here. So there you go. Here's a quick look at the holiday in the park decorations that I showed you last week. Showed you the pieces, saw them getting ready to get these going up, and it looks like they've already got up 2 of them at least. They're starting to build a few of the other ones. They should be up in no time. I saw a bunch of Christmas lights over in that area being stored, so once they get these together, they'll start wrapping them, and should be up in no time. Arriving on site over here by Tatsu. They are well underway with the paint job. As you can see, there's crew on site right here, starting to put some primer on and work around the bolt area of the coaster. They try and work on that part first, I guess, to get the detail as much as possible, and then they move on down the support. You'll see little gray markings and sandblasting off, as well as here, we'll get in over here. You'll see some other sandblasting, as well as some primer at the base. The most significant thing that you'll notice in the area is that they've got one of the first supports painted, or pieces of support painted, right here. In person, it looks a lot darker than the original test paint that we were looking at originally, so I'm sure a lot of you will be happy to see. Let me try and get better lighting. that seems to be what the final green is going to be right there, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll go around the track, the layout, to see if I could spot any more. And let's see if we can find any of the, if there's any track painted yet. Take a close look here. You can see him using a roller, a paint roller. Basically get some gray primer on all the bolts in the surrounding areas, it looks like. So you can see here, this worker is actually painting the green onto the support. They're using another roller and they're putting the green onto it, onto the back side of this piece right here. Okay, I wanted to say one last thing before I leave the Tatsu area, and I could confirm now the actual colorway of the coaster is going to be a little different than what we were expecting as of last week. So the final colorway of this roller coaster, after it's all done with the new paint job, you're gonna have green support with orange track. So you'll have green and orange colorway. It's not going to be red like people were thinking. Some of us were thinking in here. It's going to be orange, and I can confirm that. So we'll see how that looks. What do you guys think? Let me know. As you can see, they got the trees wrapped with the Christmas lights. As of now, last week we were here, they didn't have the Christmas lights up yet, but today it looks like all the trees are wrapped in the area. Over here by Katie's Kettle, Viper, and Revolution. Got a few decorations up, not too many yet, but all the lights are up on all these trees that I can see, and everything's looking good. So that's going to conclude today's Six Flags Magic Mountain update. I'll be back at the park later this week if anything significant happens, or I get word anything's going to be happening. I'll for sure cover it. If not, I'll be back as always next week to continue the construction progress of Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, as well as the new Tatsu paint job, and I'll probably cover a little bit of Holiday to Park as it comes together. Again, appreciate everybody for tuning in and showing love in the comments and with all the likes as usual. I really do appreciate y'all, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And I will continue to do my best to cover all these projects for y'all that can't get to the parks. So until the next update, this has been John, and this has been your theme park ERT.